You're listening to Substation Gaming Podcast. I'm Lucas. With me, I have Black Chestnut
Hello.
and Ricola.
Aloha.
And today we're going to be talking about this week's news. First of which is going to be some Nintendo leaked news, which is Nintendo data leaked canceled retro Zelda game.
So apparently Retro is working on a Zelda game starring Sheik?
Yes.
Huh. Do we have a time frame for when this was? Or do we
I
just
don't
have
remember.
kind of vague? I think it was Wii era. All the rest,
Yeah.
all the other stuff. So,
So originally it was back in 2020 that there was rumors of this in the makings.
Well, no, I think back in 2020 there was like another data leak, and then this is basically more of that.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Because like it wasn't just that, like we found out that they were working on like a Zelda game starring Sheik. There was a bunch of other leaks along with it. Like I know some Earthbound 64 footage was like dug up and stuff like that.
Oh, okay,
But-
gotcha. So this
Earthbound
is
64 is just Mother 3 in 3D, though. Just
Yeah.
just
But yeah, it was a canceled Earthbound game, and then they just basically made Mother 3 instead.
From all the footage we've seen, I think it's almost an identical game, actually. It's just, they decided, oh, let's just make it 2D.
Yeah.
So this is completely canceled. We're not gonna be seeing this at all in the future.
Most likely, yeah.
Oh, that's
But
unfortunate.
it's weird to think about. I mean, I'm kind of glad it canceled because that probably was the same time we were working on Prime 3. And, I'd probably rather have Metroid Prime 3 than whatever this game was going to be.
Which is fair.
Was it even the same development team?
Yeah,
It was Retro, they would have been splitting
well,
resources.
Oh, you're talking about the Sheik game, not Mother.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Sheik
Okay.
game now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, the Metroid
I
Prime
thought you were
team.
still talking about.
Oh,
Earthbound.
no. Oh, if we're talking about Earthbound, then yes, I'm glad we got Mother 3 on GBA rather than 64, just because I think the pixel art looks nicer.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like you could make a really nice looking 3D Mother game nowadays if you went for like a.
Oh, you could now. If
Claymation
they went,
style?
if they went for like the actual clay models, I'd love that. If they it was like the Link's Awakening remake.
Yeah, something like that, or like that one Kirby game on the Wii U where everything was
Ah.
clay. That would look nice.
I don't think I've ever played
Well-
that Kirby game, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah, it was a sequel to Rainbow Curse
Oh, okay.
on the DS. You like Kirby was a ball and you like drew lines.
Mhm.
It was a spinoff. But like yeah, the canceled Sheik game, it was being developed around the same time that Prime 3 was being developed.
I'm gonna assume based on the time frame, with it
Yeah.
being like early Wii.
Mm-hmm.
I
so
don't. Go ahead.
I like I said, I'm kind of almost happy we didn't get this in a way, just because it might have interfered with Prime 3. I feel like.
Yeah, definitely could have. And then after this, they ended up working on other stuff
Dang.
after that.
They did Tropical
Yeah.
Freeze, yes.
Because it seems like it was in development at like 2006.
Yeah, like early Wii.
So yeah. And they also made Returns. Yeah, and then Tropical Freeze.
But it's weird to think about what this Sheik game would have. I'm surprised actually Nintendo gave the Zelda license at that time.
I'm not too surprised. They gave a Metroid and then Donkey Kong. I
That's
mean,
true. I guess they had.
Retro is a first-party Nintendo studio, so.
Yeah. Just weird to think about.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all. I'm surprised they haven't come out with a game with Sheik as the main character. Yet.
To be fair, Sheik's been in no Zelda games aside from like a really minor role in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure what the premise of the game was. It was, you would play as Sheik, like in the middle of the events of Ocarina of Time before Link returns as an adult.
Yeah, she's up to a lot of shit at that point, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean that's fair, but at the same time, I don't know.
it's hard to tell. Like, all we have to go off is concept art, though. Which, yeah, I can't really tell much from. It's just kind of environmental stuff. Yeah, it's just kind of hard to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, there was a bunch of other stuff in the, Giga Leak and stuff besides this, finding out about a canceled Zelda game. Like, there was like unused sprites and early assets and stuff that
I think the
would
entire
modify.
Wii source code got leaked, which isn't that useful, but it's nice. Like,
Yeah.
I bet people would appreciate that if we didn't already have the dolphin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
We found lots of like
yeah,
alpha sprites for tons of different Nintendo games.
nothing huge aside from the Sheik game, I feel like. At least that I've seen. I mean, someone could probably trudge through this. From what I see, it's like a huge leak, so there's probably like the Holy Grail hidden somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Would it be hilarious if the Mother 3 translation's in there? Maybe we had Mother 64. Who knows?
That would be funny.
It might exist.
This is yeah, it's just I don't know. I feel like Sheik is like kind of a big part in the Zelda like it is is Sheik a he or a she?
It's like
Sheik is Zelda pretending to be a dude.
Okay. So it's technically it's she. I feel like she does and doesn't play a big role in Zelda. Cuz like you guys said like she really didn't play a part.
She plays a big role in Ocarina of Time, but keep in mind she only exists in Ocarina of Time because it wouldn't make sense for her to exist in any other game. You know?
I mean that's fair.
Yeah.
But I feel like she should have been given her own game. Like I don't know what it would have been, but I feel like it still should have like,
I think what you're like basically trying to say is like you kind of wish this game did like actually come
I
out
mean,
and
I'm
didn't
not
end up
I'm
being
not like
canceled,
I'm
you
not
know?
like torn that it didn't happen and it's canceled now, but at the same time like I still would have liked to see something like even if it was a complete fluke. I mean, at least it's out there. Because I'm sure some people would like to play it. A game that Sheik is the main character.
Yeah, I could.
I mean,
kinda get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sheik is like Captain Falcon. I feel like they're more known for Smash at this point than their actual role in their own series.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's pretty much part of what I'm getting at right now. Like, she's just one of those characters that kind of got lost in translation and is just in a fighting game now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's
I mean, it
just
would
me.
be cool to have a Legend of Zelda game where you actually do play as Zelda.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know a lot of people hope she would be playable in Breath of the Wild too, but that's not happening. She fell in a pit or something.
Yeah.
But all right. Anything else we want to say about this?
It's weird to think about among the other Wii. Here's the thing: would you like it more than any of the other Wii era Zelda games? We got Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword. Do you think you would have liked it more? I don't think
the Skyward Sword for sure.
We already know.
It's like also a factor of it's like, if Retro Studios didn't cancel this project, presumably one of their other games wouldn't have ended up being made.
True.
we might not have seen
It's
Metroid
like
Prime
we would
3
have
because
either not gotten Metroid Prime 3 or we either not would have gotten like,
Donkey Kong
Donkey
Country
Kong Country Returns.
Yeah.
And then if that didn't happen, we wouldn't get, Prime 4 and Tropical Freeze eventually.
So really, we got some butterfly effect shit going on here.
Oh yeah, very much.
So I'm willing to sacrifice Sheik's game. They don't deserve it that much.
Yeah, because like it's just kind of how things in development go. It's like projects usually end up getting canceled because they're not going well.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say that there was probably some internal issues with this project. It's safe to assume that because it got canceled, there must have been some issues with it that like made it get canceled.
Yeah, which I mean, it's probably something that we're not taking into effect because we don't know what said things happened to cancel it. We can only really just be like, oh, I really wish, or I'm glad that this got canceled.
Yada yada yada.
That's yeah, pretty much yada
Yeah.
yada yada, because we don't really know the full story behind it. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of a similar story where Insomniac Games, after they finished the Spyro trilogy and before they started Ratchet and Clank, they were working on a different project, basically titled "Girl with a Stick" internally, and it was like a
Great
fantasy
title.
action adventure Zelda-like game where you played as a girl with a stick and she had like magic runes and stuff. But it nobody on the development team was really liking the project for the most part. And Sony came to them and basically said, "It's like, hey, if you want to continue working on this and release it, we will support you, but we don't think this is going to have a market." Is effectively what they said at the time.
right.
Yeah.
And so Insomniac was like, kind of like, well, nobody on the development team is really liking this project. And Sony says they don't think it will sell well. And even though they will support us if we decide to go along with it, it's probably not the best idea to do it. And so
Yeah.
they scrapped that idea and then they went on to make Ratchet and Clank, which has been the longest running and most successful Sony first party IP of all time. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like things like this can be beneficial completely to in the long run of things, and we
Oh,
just
yeah.
don't know it yet. But
My favorite canceled development story is in software after Quake 3, they were like, we've made way too many freaking FPSs. We need to go like make something else. So they started working on like a Western RPG, and everyone was liking it. But then John Carmack walked in the room and was like, "Fuck you, we're doing Doom 3 now," and that's the entire story of how that got canceled.
Uh, that was funny.
but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to really say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to say?
Nope, I'm good.
Right. So, what do we got for our next topic?
The Dead Space remake.
Yes,
Okay.
it's officially confirmed now. We talked
Yeah.
about it before.
Yeah, when it was just a rumor, and now it got
Yes.
officially confirmed. And after thinking about it for a bit, my feelings on it, I feel like have changed. I am more so now very concerned about it.
How so?
Just because, like, just looking back in the Dead Space history and remembering all the crap that EA has thrown through the series.
Don't
and
worry,
just
They
especially
promised there won't be any
remembering.
microtransactions. They already did a press release saying that.
It's not even that I'm worried about. It's more so the fact that, the original developers were literally like basically murdered by EA, and now that
Yeah.
feels like they're, like carrying their corpse on a stick, parading it through town.
Yes.
Because it's like this they didn't revive the original studio, and like now they're remaking Dead Space. No, they just threw it to a different studio completely.
To an extent, I don't think the studio would be revivable. They've probably been defunct for like 10 years now.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I think they went defunct after Dead Space 3.
Yeah, because what happened was they made Dead Space 3. It wasn't very successful because of EA shenanigans, and then EA told them to make a Battlefield game. They made like Battlefield Hardline, and that didn't do well, of course, because you made a survival horror studio make a Battlefield game, and then they killed them.
Yeah.
And now this is coming out, and it's kind of like,
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean,
what
who
is the
knows?
specific?
Studio done in the past. The one that's
I don't know.
I can't remember the name. I had the name in my head like a minute ago. Let me just get it up real fast. Just to check.
I'll just Google it.
It's Motive.
Motive is the name.
That's the studio.
Okay.
Motive.
I don't think I've actually.
Games developed by Motive Studio. Here's EA's site. What have they made? Okay, EA, come on, load. Oh, here it is. They've done 2 other games.
So
they did Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Star Wars Squadrons.
Oh right, they're the Star Wars guys. Yeah.
But not.
So I heard Squadrons was good.
Yeah, Squadrons looked cool.
Yeah, it's like a arena Star Fox game, but Star Wars, basically.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about it, and it has VR too, support too, I think. And I've heard good things about Battlefront too, as well. I mean,
No,
to be fair,
no, Battlefront 2, that was a train wreck.
oh, it was a train wreck, but I've heard other like half good. I heard it's microtransactions to a train wreck, but gameplay wise looked fine.
I don't know. I haven't heard a single good thing about that game. That
Yeah.
was like the biggest PR disaster of like that entire year that it
Honestly,
came out.
same.
It was
That's
so
every
bad
EA
that
game, though.
Hawaii, the state of Hawaii, was suing EA over it and shit like that.
Like, honestly, same. That I've heard nothing but bad things from people who've actually.
I've seen gameplay after that was patched. It's just I think it just had a fucking awful launch.
But like Battlefield 1 was also bad. Like Battlefront 1 was also bad.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
I'm a Star Wars fan, and even I can say that those games suck.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're just Battlefield in space. They're just using Battlefield's mold mostly for at this point. The
Yeah.
gameplay they're fine. It's just they had shitty microtransactions and shitty launch for 2.
Yeah, but like here's my biggest concern specifically with like the Dead Space remake. It, like to me it doesn't even matter if it ends up being good or not. Just kind of the story behind it rubs me the wrong way and makes me not want to like support it at all. If that makes any sense. Or it's just like, okay, EA, you murder the studio that developed these games and then you go and remake their games.
Yeah, like what the fuck is up with that?
Yeah. Basically, you know, bad EA. EA is bad.
Bad EA, go to your room.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
EA is evil. Like all their games. All we can hope is the game's good.
Yeah.
There's no ethical consumption under EA.
I mean,
They haven't
this
killed Respawn yet. I
Yeah.
hope they don't kill them. Respawn's good. I like all their games. I mean, I haven't played Apex Legends, but I like everything else they put out.
you know, Apex
Yeah.
is one of the best free to play battle royales out right now. If I'm being honest,
I love Titanfall 2.
Yeah, Titanfall 1 was a little bit of a fluke, but Titanfall 2 definitely,
Titanfall 2 is spectacular.
yeah, it stepped up its game a lot.
And Respawn also did Jedi Fallen Order, which is also spectacular.
Yep.
Speaking of Titanfall 2, have you guys heard about like the current state it's been in?
Is it?
Yeah, hasn't it-
What is it
haven't
aside
the-
from not getting updated?
Yeah, haven't the servers been like completely hacked and shit?
Yeah, like it's
I
literally
didn't hear the whole
unplayable.
story. I
Yeah,
heard it's a mess, but I hadn't heard too much.
I don't know like what the
Now
actual.
that's 2 games named with TF2 in them that are completely abandoned by their devs and being
Tragic.
attacked by hackers and
Yeah.
shit.
TF2 gets localization file updates. The servers work.
Yeah, that's true. TF2 is in a better state than Titanfall 2 is.
That's fucking tragic.
TF2 makes
Although-
it through the thick and thin.
Yeah, because all of Respawn's efforts are in Apex right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they could work on Titanfall 2 if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what would they really improve to the game that isn't already in there
Just make it
besides?
playable again.
Yeah,
like I don't need
maintenance.
to update it. It's literally unplayable. You cannot join a server. right
Yeah,
now.
content-wise, the game's fine. Just have one guy fixing it, making it not broken.
Yeah, they just got one
They're
guy.
not gonna do that though, because it's like, you know, that costs money, and they're not gonna make any money by doing that. So they're just gonna abandon it and let it die.
Aw, Titanfall 2's good. Well, they still got its single player. It's on Steam now, so you can actually play it single player without Origin.
Yeah.
So like,
What?
did the hackers like essentially? I don't know how much insight.
I
is-
haven't read much about this. I heard
Yeah,
it was in
from
an
what
awful
I've
state. but-
heard, you try to join a server and it's basically get DDoS attacked,
Oh,
essentially.
fuck.
Like you join a server and then everyone, it's like, it's impossible to move, like everything's like glitchy and shit, and then you like auto disconnected. And everyone gets
Stop.
auto disconnected. and
Who in
shit
their
like that.
right mind just does this stuff? Like, and what is the moral premise for it? Like, what do they
Some
get
people
out of it?
are the Joker, Lucas.
Yeah.
Some people are the Joker.
I mean, you're not wrong, but still, like,
Society has failed them, and so they just chose to destroy chaotically instead.
fair enough. That's probably the best answer I'm gonna get, so I'll take it. But I don't know. Moving back
These
to
are the people who like choose the chaos side in SMT.
That's the fun side.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Lucas?
I was gonna say maybe as far as the going back to Dead Space real quick, because I really haven't said too much about it, just because I haven't played it, but I think maybe this remake. This is gonna be the first game remake, or is this a brand new
First
one?
game.
It's the
Although
first game
I do
remade.
want to say no more now that it's been officially announced. So there is some stuff I will say about it, but get to your point first.
I mean, hopefully they can just polish up the game and more, because I really haven't heard too many bad things about the first Dead Space game. I've yet to play it myself. I mean, Ricola, I know you played it.
I played it mostly to the end, but towards the end it gets a bit frustrating and annoying. I never finished it because of that.
Right, so
It's like they want you to have limited ammo, but it becomes more and more of an action game towards the end. So it's just like, shit, how do I deal with this? It's like
Yeah,
that.
it's like Resident Evil, because that Resident Evil does the same thing, where it starts off very survival horror and slowly ramps up in the action by the end of the game, which was always the point of Resident Evil. Even back in like Resi 1, you were supposed to become substantially more powerful by the end of the game, and even though the threats you're fighting are much more dangerous, you now have a grenade launcher and can deal with them.
Yeah.
right.
Dead Space tries to do it, but I just don't think one did its ammo management. Like, someone on the team did not place ammo well enough. Mainly because I think it's slightly random. It's not like Resident Evil where it's like placed manually.
Right, because
It's
I
like,
imagine the game has like some sort of like automatic like
RN
difficulty
It- it's
system
like,
where it's like if it notices you like getting your butt kicked too much, then it will like make it easier for you and stuff like that. Because I know a lot of
yeah,
games will have that stuff
Resident Evil
under
4
the
does
hood.
that. Resident
Yeah,
Resident Evil 4's difficulty's dynamic.
yeah, lots
If you
of games do that. I know like the I want to say Ratchet 2 and 3 do that as well. They
um
have dynamic difficulty systems where if it's too easy, they'll make it a little
Left
bit
4 Dead
harder
has it
and
the most
vice versa.
noticeably, where if it's too easy, you're gonna get murdered.
Yeah.
But this Dead Space remake, one, it's next gen only, which is interesting. That's nice to
Okay.
know. It's only
So
gonna be PS5, PC, and Xbox, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Series X?
Series X,
Okay, it's
I want to
a
say.
a mini fridge.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's next gen only, and it's being rebuilt for completely from the ground up. Like I don't even think they're like going to be using like maybe not even using the original game's like source code. Like it's completely
Okay. They're they're
everything.
starting from scratch. They're not reusing any like code at all.
No. They said no assets will be reused.
Right. Because I know the Demon Souls remake, they remade all the assets, but I'm pretty sure they kept the base geometry and AI intact completely.
They might, but they might end up. I don't know if they will, just because
is there
Dead
like
Space is pretty freaking old now.
is there like
Yeah.
an ETA for this coming out, or is this just kind of being like, hey, we're doing this?
I don't think I've seen DTA.
Okay, because I mean, I was gonna say if they're doing like basically from the ground up,
They
like,
might have been working on this for a while.
Yeah, we don't know how long it's been in development. This might be a Metroid Prime situation where they're announcing it before they start development, more or less.
which
Or
if
it
it,
could
if it
be decently far along. This could come out sometime next year or the year after that.
right, I mean,
Um,
I think if this is like just like they just announced it and said, hey, we're gonna do this, this is gonna take a while.
I think with the amount that they already have to say on it and stuff, I
think that they're not just starting development now.
No,
I don't think.
it's been in development for at least, I would imagine, at least minimum a year.
It's gonna
Maybe
be
yeah, maybe like 6 months, like somewhere.
And keep in mind, remaking a game is for the most part, unless you're like really reimagining it, like how
This
they
isn't
did with
gonna.
Resident Evil 2.
Well, they said there is going to be some elements like, I'm not gonna say reimagined, but they're gonna do stuff like there's gonna be more tie-ins to 2. There's gonna
Right.
be they're gonna restore a lot of content got cut. They said
Okay.
Dead Space 1, I believe, has a lot of cut stuff, so they're gonna be restoring that. So
Right.
but it's not gonna be Resident Evil 2 level where it's
It's-
bordering on a different gameplay
Game.
style. Like,
Yeah.
gonna be the
It's
same.
like the thing with Resident Evil 2 is like it really like cross like threads that line of like, it's like a lot of the things are kept intact, but it's also because of the major changes they do make to like the camera and stuff, the game is just drastically different fundamentally.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 had to make the police station feel like an actual building instead of like a fun house, which
Yeah.
which is an achievement.
But yeah,
And
this is definitely gonna be like a late 2023 release or early 2024.
yeah, it's probably gonna be that. You know, yeah, 2023 I think is a safe bet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see it coming out next year.
You think so?
Oh
Yeah. Why would they
Well,
announce
actually,
it
yeah,
now? It's like,
you're right.
why would they
It could be a
announce it this early if it comes out in 2023? It's just
Oh,
a
actually,
remake.
no, yeah, you're right. I meant 2022. I meant next year.
Yeah.
I
like,
mean,
2023
not
for
what
me is
year
like
it
the
was.
latest it would possibly come out, and that would be
Yeah,
like
it's gonna
early
be 2022 October. It's gonna be a Halloween release
Yeah.
to combat Resident Evil Hank. Not Hunk. Remember that leak said Resident Evil Hank.
Yeah.
Right. Well, like I said before, I don't have much to say on this because I haven't really played it, but it is kind of interesting to maybe help my spark in this game, I guess. Because we've talked about Dead Space in a previous podcast episode, and
We should make you play it. And record it. I want.
yeah,
That'd be funny.
instead of re-saying what I said in the previous podcast, essentially I was too scared when I was younger to play this game. So now being adult,
You're also too scared to play this game.
yeah, I'm still too scared to play this game, so I'm not playing it.
This game
No.
is gross and icky.
No, but
It is.
seriously, it definitely sparks my interest a little bit more to play it. That it's gonna be like a brand new, not necessarily brand new, but brand new in the sense of reimagined, I guess. Even though that's not the word.
Oh
I'm
man, this
looking
game is
for.
gonna be so much scarier than the original because like all the gore tech and stuff with the dismemberment technology has gotten so much better.
Yes.
The gore is
Steve
gonna be
will
so icky.
blow so much blood.
Doom. The newest Doom game really showed that off with the whole gory.
Yeah,
Resident Evil 2,
Yeah.
the like, and like The
Doom
Last of Us Part
Eternal's gore is
2.
not even icky. Doom hits such a level where it's like I can't even like consider it blood anymore.
It's
Like
a
your brain shuts it off.
cartoonish. It's a it's an outrageous amount of blood in Doom.
Your brain stops
When I'm talking
registering
about
it
like
as
gore stuff, I'm talking specifically about like Resident Evil 2 remake and like The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Oh, Resident Evil Part 2 and Resident Evil 2, like just the dismemberment stuff's nasty.
Yeah, and I imagine they're gonna have a lot of stuff like that in the.
I mean, the
remake.
original Dead Space is still
Because-
pretty impressive in that aspect.
Oh yeah,
and
for
I just-
sure.
Back in what 2007?
Yeah, because I remember they were marketing like the original Dead Space as like the scariest horror game ever made, basically.
Yes.
To some extent, they totally delivered.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Because the original
fucking
Dead Space
intense.
is a really great survival horror experience for the most
It
part.
is. It's fun. It's fun.
It's very scary.
Spooky,
But
scary.
then, it's not the scariest game ever because I think
Your
Amnesia
pants.
came out like a year later and kicked its ass. But
yeah,
yeah.
Amnesia is a whole nother level. I will not play that game even to this day.
sick.
Dude, I played a Little Big Planet 2 level of like where somebody recreated Amnesia in Little Big Planet 2, and that shit was too scary for me.
Amnesia's the only like maybe Outlast, but Amnesia just straight up makes me sick still. I can't finish that game, and I play a lot of horror games.
Yeah. Like Amnesia takes the cake for like its own level of horror. Like
Yeah.
it definitely holds like some I don't even know what to label it, but it definitely holds its own like category for horror. Like
It's oh fuck.
yeah,
Again.
there you go. It's one of those oh fuck
Dead
games.
Space is oh fuck. Oh wait, I have a gun.
Yeah.
That's Dead Space.
Well,
That's-
I mean that really like goes into two different aspects of horror because like, for the most part there's survival horror and then there's just horror. And the difference between the two is that survival horror you have a gun and can shoot things. In horror you just can't, and all you can do is
You know,
hide. You know?
Amnesia's still sort of survival horror though, because there's still a lot of resource management and stuff.
That's true.
Hmm.
I don't know, Ricola. You
know.
played Amnesia for like 10 minutes, and I couldn't even look at the
What
screen.
about the Alien Isolation though?
Oh, Alien
That has a-
Isolation. I've
You
actually.
have a gun and stuff in that.
Yeah.
It's just
Okay.
not very effective.
It
It's
just
more
doesn't
of a,
do anything.
Yeah.
It's more of a firecracker.
Yeah, I've actually been, oddly enough that you say that, I've been actually watching, I forget who it is on YouTube, but he's doing like a playthrough of that. It's older, obviously, but I've been watching that, and it's honestly, to me, after watching like the actual Alien versus Predator movies, because that's that
Really,
scary
you
to me.
watch Alien versus Predator?
Well,
Bros.
Aliens and Alien versus Predator.
Okay. Go
Dude,
watch
I thought you
Alien.
meant like all the. Do you mean like you watched like a bunch of the Alien movies and then a bunch of the Predator movies and
And
stuff?
then I've
I
watched.
was just really worried that your only exposure to the franchise was freaking Alien versus Predator.
No,
I was
no.
really worried for a sec.
Well, I know
You know-
I've seen all the movies, include all the Predator movies, all the Alien movies, and then the Alien versus
Like
Predator.
the one
Okay,
from the
that- yeah,
70s,
it's-
right?
yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, my favorite one is, I forget which one it was, but it's the Predator movie where the Predator literally rips the dude's skull and spine from his body.
Oh, that's just Predator. That's just the original.
The
Okay.
first one. Okay.
Yes. So
You know,
no,
the movie with Get to the Chopper.
yes,
you know,
that is
a
my
wonderful
all-time
film.
favorite because it's got so much iconic, just
It's
everything.
got Arnold being
Get
buff
to the
and-
chopper. Anyways,
Yeah.
I don't, we're not really off topic, but it isn't Dead Space. So
You know, we can get back on
No,
topic. When are they
no,
making
it's
a
survival
game
horror.
where,
We're
Yeah.
talking about horror.
yeah.
when are
Keep
they
going.
going to make a game where a Predator just comes to fucking murder you?
Yo,
I mean, they
they
have,
Isn't there a game
what,
where you
like-
play as the Predator?
Oh, there's like 50 Alien versus Predator games.
So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Predator's in Mortal Kombat, but I just got the best idea. Ricola did Dead by Daylight killer Predator.
Oh, Predator would fit in great, actually.
He would.
You know what? Yeah.
I would love to see
Get on
Predator.
that behavior.
Yes. Anyways, I that was that I had to. I'm gonna tweet at the devs for Dead by Daylight after this. Make a Predator killer right now.
Oh, they get a lot of people begging for third-party killers. Just don't annoy them more.
If we annoy them more, though, they won't want
Right
to
now,
hear it.
everyone's begging for Candyman. So it's a new Candyman movie coming out next month.
Oh,
On my birthday.
I'm surprised they haven't added like Freddy Fazbear.
Yeah, those spring traps, what everyone's expecting if that happens.
Yeah.
yo, imagine his you know how what's his name? Is it Jason? Oh no, Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Michael Myers. In Dead by Daylight, when you stalk them, you can just kill them. Also with Ghostface, but what if like his kill animation is just he shoves you in the suit?
It's Maury, yeah. Where he just pulls out a suit and shoves you in it. That'd be great.
Yeah, and then you're just laying there like as a Bonnie or something, or if it's a Freddy Fazbear.
It leaves it there.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I saw a concept once where it was they should replace the hooks with suits.
Anyway,
Yeah.
now we're getting a little too off topic.
Yeah. Apologies, that was my fault.
Okay, let's just move on to the next thing because I think we're done talking about Dead Space.
Yeah,
right?
more of the EA announcements.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do we got next, guys?
Battlefield Portal.
This looks goofy as hell.
Okay, so like this is a new mode for the new Battlefield game coming out soon.
2042, yes?
Yeah, yeah. I think the concept behind the mode is that you can bring in like everything from every previous Battlefield game.
Which is fucking hilarious. We can't do it justice. Watch a trailer. We got World War One Germans fight with knives, fighting a bunch of guys with defibrillators. It's freaking hilarious.
We got German. We got the like strictly like German suits from World War II fighting off against like modern day commandos.
My favorite part is it's World War One.
Yeah.
World
That
War
makes it even
One.
more fun.
World War One Germans
Because like
versus
Nazis would be obvious.
yeah.
Everyone has Nazis in their crossovers.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then we got modern day commandos fighting them with defibrillators. It's like
They'll probably have hardline content as well, so we'll have like freaking criminals like with like cops with like armored vans will be showing up. It's gonna be so stupid.
Yeah. Why
It's
doesn't medic have a defibrillator melee weapon?
Yeah.
well, like
You know, maybe I think they just gotta fit with the Saw theme.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be. I mean, for it should be the same as demo man. If you don't want to use a grenade launcher, you can use like the booties or something that give you extra movement and mobility.
No, I mean, the defibrillator would just be like a replacement for his melee.
Yeah,
You know,
but he
they're
instead of stabbing people, he would be able to like.
Well, I would imagine it would work like that one weapon from Team Fortress 2 Classic. The one mod.
Which is what I'm not familiar with.
Okay, so there's like a melee weapon for medic in there that is effectively a defibrillator. You can attack your teammates to give them a full over heal, like instantly, or you can attack enemies for like big damage. But like after meleeing them, you have to wait for it to recharge. Otherwise, it will just do like nothing, like tiny damage. You know.
Oh, so it's like you have to charge it up, but you instead of charging it, you just kind of like wait for it to recharge.
Yeah, it's you're waiting for it to recharge.
Okay, got
after
you.
Use.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like defibrillators, like when used in a if they were used in like a attacking somebody sense, I feel like they could be lethal.
It would
Yeah.
kill you. It stops your heart. That's what a defibrillator is supposed to do. It's supposed to stop and let your heart reset.
Right.
They don't bring you back to life. It stops. Well, I mean, they could, but
It stops you from dying.
They're mainly for to stop an irregular heartbeat. That's the point. It's to instantly stop your heartbeat so that you can do CPR and start it back up.
So
Which
yeah.
will CPR be a mechanic in Battlefield Portal? We can only hope.
No.
I mean, isn't that already like a mechanic? Like I imagine, like in the older Battlefield games with the defibrillators in them, you use them to revive fallen teammates, but you can also use them
No,
as
I'm
melee
not
weapons.
giving this game the benefit of the doubt that it's not just a weapon.
They were
Well,
only
I
being
always thought it was
used-
supposed to be like a weapon that had utility. Like you would use it like so as like a melee.
I
if
assume
you
the only
intended
Battlefield game
to.
I've played for more than a few hours is
As
Battlefield 1.
teammates.
I played Battlefield 1. I played that for a bit. I have, like,
Yeah,
50
and that one
minutes
doesn't
now.
have defibrillators in it.
That one's just World War 1.
Yeah.
You see, but they only showed them being used as a weapon. So, like Ricola said, they're only gonna be weapons in this game. They're not gonna be used
I
in
don't
a
know.
support aspect.
I haven't played enough. I think that's how they're used, but I haven't played enough Battlefield to know.
Battlefield, the fun thing is that it's, 64 players, and it's just total freaking chaos.
Yeah.
And this trailer showed that off, and I think this having multiple time periods meshed together makes it even more nonsensical.
Yeah.
I mean, in the trailer, they showed someone launching a car with C4 to hit a plane.
Oh my,
Yeah.
I forgot about that, but you just brought that up, and that was actually great. When I
I
saw
think
that,
everyone that plays Battlefield has launched a car using C4 to ride across the map. That's like just...
Yeah.
that's just speed running.
it's
That's just
just
speed
always
running
fun.
101. That's just speed running
Yeah.
101. It's like in the Legend of Zelda or Breath of the Wild when you put the stasis on like a boulder or something, and then you just hit it and then stand on it.
It's just a basic mechanic, launching cars with C4.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to see that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this game looks goofy.
I'll play it when it's $10 on Steam
Yeah,
4 years from now.
but yeah, let's move on.
Yeah.
Sure.
What do we got next?
Next topic is Death's Door.
Well, you've been playing this, right, Chestnut?
Yes.
So you
So-
talk.
I'm pretty sure we've talked about this a little bit before. Like during E3 week, because it was shown off there, like during the Devolver Digital event, and also at the post show for Epic Game. It was Summer Games Fest. It was like in the post show for the Summer Games Fest, and they were talking
Okay.
about all the indie games. And when I saw that, like 3 days later after seeing it, I pre-ordered it effectively because I was like, this game looks awesome. And so far, I've played about 5.5 hours.
So give us your initial thoughts after 5.5 hours of gameplay.
It's pretty good. It's a really great top-down action-adventure game. It's very similar to Zelda, but with a bit more emphasis on the combat.
Okay.
Yeah. The combat's really interesting because it's balanced around you having very limited health. So, like, you're punished greatly for making mistakes, but it's easy to not make mistakes, in a sense.
Right.
Most
so,
enemies aren't super threatening by themselves, but you'll be fighting, like, hordes of them that will make them tougher.
So
as you have
just
to,
But
like,
what you're saying is this is the Dark Souls of Zelda combat.
to an extent.
yeah.
Like,
so-
I know a lot of people have already compared it to Dark Souls. I wouldn't compare it that far to Dark Souls because it really is not like
No,
Dark
I'm
Souls
just-
that much.
I'm just joking.
It's not a
but-
Souls-like.
But,
it only has like very
I would
thinly
just
veiled comparisons to Dark Souls.
I would describe Dark Souls' difficulty comes from forcing you to like kind of make mistakes in the combat. Like the combat's overall kind of simple, but if you fuck up, you're dead. So that's
Yeah,
like
I mean, I
that's
would say that like the level design wise, it feels like a top-down version of Demon Souls.
Huh.
Because like how it is like you go through these doors which connect you to the levels that also connect you back to the like central hub area, kind of like the Nexus in Demon Souls.
Right.
And every time you go through a door, it will obviously reset the area like Dark Souls. And you also get like souls for killing enemies, which functions as your experience because you can use them to buy upgrades.
Now, do
in a very
you
simple upgrade path.
do you leave like if you die, you can go back and recover those, and then if you die again without
If you
recover-
die, you don't lose anything.
Oh, okay.
There's no punishment for death outside of being sent back to your checkpoint,
Got it.
which is the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they keep that theme.
And because of like when I said the level design is like Demon Souls, I meant that in that there's lots of in-level checkpoints where you'll progress to the level and then you'll open up a gate that was locked from the other side, and now it's easier to get back to that part of the level, so you can skip having to replay the entire level. You know, you just do the shortcut.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Because that's how Demon Souls' levels are very laid out, where there's one checkpoint at the beginning of the level, but then you unlock shortcuts throughout the level, as opposed to running into multiple bonfires throughout the level.
Right, got you.
Yeah. But it is a top-down action adventure like Zelda.
Okay. So, in total, like how long is this game?
I don't know, but I know I'm getting close to the end. I want to say it's somewhere between 8 to 10 hours.
Oh, so you're roughly about half.
I am actually, I mean, potentially I'm half. I don't know if there's an extra final area after the one I'm about to do, because I'm
Right.
at the beginning of the third-ish area, technically fourth if you count the first area, which I guess you could. So technically I'm in the fourth area, and I don't know if there's a fifth area after the one I'm about to do,
Right.
or if it just goes straight into like the final boss, which I imagine there is, because I have not finished it yet. But the
you
premise,
imagine that there is a final boss.
yeah,
You
I
never
mean,
know.
I mean, I really like this game. I think it's really cool. Just the fact that you play as a crow makes the game really cool. Although it's a crow that looks like a magpie, but everybody calls him a crow. So I'm just gonna go with that he's a crow. Despite the fact that he's clearly a magpie.
So, real quick, what's the difference between a crow and a magpie?
Magpies have like white stripes, sort of. That's more or less it.
Okay, gotcha.
Like there's parts of magpies that are white, and crows are all black.
Okay.
They're part of the same like I want to say genome. You know,
Genus?
yeah, they're part of like the same family but different species.
Gotcha.
They're all corvins or whatever it's called. But yeah, the premise of the game is that you are effectively a Grim Reaper
Oh,
who
fun.
is hired to kill people because nobody naturally dies in the world. And so when
Okay.
people are scheduled to die effectively, when they're supposed to die, they send out a Crow Reaper to go and kill them and reap their soul.
That's fun.
Yeah. And then you use their soul power to power more doors to go kill more people. And it's an endless cycle.
So you've been hired by God to be a Magpie Reaper.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You're not really hired by God. You're hired by the Lord of Doors, who is a character in the game that you encounter at some
AKA
point.
God.
I guess. I don't think so. I don't think he's a god. I think he's just a dude. But I don't know. I think he's the final boss. I don't know. I haven't gotten to it yet. But
Right, obviously.
what was I gonna say? All right, because what happens like very early on is you're sent out to go kill a boss. Effectively, you kill the boss. It's like the tutorial boss, and then somebody steals your soul. Not your soul, the soul you got from the boss. That you're supposed to like turn in for your money. And then you go chase him down, and then you find Death's Door, the titular Death's Door that the game's named after.
Idol.
Yeah, and he's like, I stole that soul from you and used it on the door, and it didn't open. So go find 3 more similar big souls, and then it'll open. And so now you have to go and do it because the paperwork's backed up because he stole your soul. And so far I've gotten 2 of them, and there's 1 left that I have to collect.
Okay. Well, all right.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun.
It sounds very
You
fun.
play as a crow. I'd recommend it.
I think you're playing this on Switch?
I'm playing this on Steam.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it on Steam before
Nice.
it came out.
All right. We got anything else to say?
Nah, I don't got much to say about it because I played it.
It's good.
All right.
Check it out. Moving
Then what's the
on.
next thing we were talking about?
Great Ace Attorney Chronicles
Oh yeah, this
comes
comes out.
out like tomorrow,
tomorrow.
right? Yeah.
Should be arriving at my house tomorrow.
I mean, they said 10 p.m., so I assume it's gonna. Well, they said by 10 p.m., so I assume it's gonna be last minute. It's gonna be 9:59 p.m. I'll be playing it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
This is, if you didn't know, 2 Ace Attorney games that were released in Japan that have never been localized for. They were on 3DS originally and never been localized until now. Finally,
Yeah.
what we got take place during like what is this Meiji era? I forget what.
Yeah.
that's
We've talked
called.
about this before.
We have a bit. But Sherlock Holmes isn't it? Because they didn't want to call him Sherlock Holmes, which is freaking hilarious.
His name's Herlock Shlomes.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who is technically an actual character from like Lupin, right?
Yes. Because he wanted to use Sherlock Holmes, but Arthur Conan Doyle was like, no. So he was like, okay. He switched the letters around. That's the
Yeah.
entire story.
Because Herlock Sholmes is in public domain, but Sherlock Holmes isn't.
No, Sherlock Holmes is public domain, except for the last few, the last few books.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant.
And I think this references those, so they can't do that. So
Mhm.
they were like, okay. Figure it out.
Pretty much.
But otherwise, yeah, I think this has full voice acting as well, like full new dub, which is impressive.
Yeah, I've played, I think, a couple of these games. I've loved every single one of them,
Which ones have you played? I haven't played through an Ace Attorney game since like Spirit of Justice came out forever now.
I
So,
definitely haven't played that one.
oh, that's like what, 6 in the series? Yeah, I know you haven't played that one. I was wondering if did you play like just the first two, or did you like play like Investigations or something weird?
I think the first two I've definitely played. I'm not totally sure
Okay,
if I've played any more.
okay.
So I played the first 3 and then started Apollo Justice and then didn't get very far on it.
Yeah. No, did they ever get around to porting Apollo Justice to Switch? I don't think they have.
No, I don't think so.
They ported it to 3DS. On like the eShop. That's it. But yeah. Well, hopefully this sells well and we'll get Ace Attorney, whatever the next one is. 7, 8. I forgot what one Spirit of Justice is. They don't number these.
They don't.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, they were getting a. But yeah, okay, what?
Do you want to just move on or
Yeah, because we did talk about this before, kind of.
yeah? And the game comes out tomorrow, so we can just talk about it next week
Yeah,
or something.
I'll have more to say next week. So, let's talk then.
Another game that comes out tomorrow is Near the World Ends with You.
Why do these games always come out in the same days?
Uh,
It's just like there has to be some reason. But
Yeah.
wouldn't you want to avoid competition? I don't know.
I don't care. I don't think they care.
I suppose.
Plus, it's like they're two different companies, and they're not,
Oh,
I
I know.
privy to what the other one's planning, and then they can't change their plans halfway.
I guess. I suppose.
They're not gonna back down for the other guy.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you change your release date. We're not changing our release date. And they're like, no, we're not changing our release date. You change your release date. They don't care,
And then yeah, neither of them are
That's
gonna back
actual
down.
email that Square Enix sent to Capcom.
It's just titled. It's just no. There's no like subject line. It's just they open the thing and says change your release date or else. ...
Really ominous.
Yeah. So, I played the demo of Near the World's End with You on my Switch, and I greatly enjoyed it. And I was planning on pre-ordering it, but then I kind of like forgot, and now it's like too late.
See, I
Forgot about Grace 8's Attorney, and I was still able to pre-order that yesterday somehow.
Yeah.
got
I mean, I
lucky.
tried to pre-order it Near the World's End with You yesterday on the Switch, but they're all sold out on Amazon.
Damn.
I didn't feel like trying a different retailer. Although the PS4 version was on sale for like $10 off.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm assuming they made way too many PS4 versions and not enough Switch copies, is what I can only assume. They figured people would want to play it on the PS4 or PS5, since that's the better version, assumably, with like less issues.
Right.
But then, no, everyone wanted to play it on the Switch. Which makes sense, considering that the first World's End with You was a Nintendo exclusive.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I'm also pretty sure that the full game is like already leaked online and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen stuff. I think what happened was they accidentally released it digitally on Switch, if I remember right.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, and I think people have dumped the ROM since.
See, I
They
wanted to
digitally
play
released it on
as a
Switch,
full
and then
copy.
from what I've read, this is the first time Nintendo's ever done this. If you had it downloaded, they straight up took it off your Switch.
Oh shit.
Which at least they didn't brick people's Switches, but they would straight up like uninstall it from your Switch, which I
That's
don't think they've
crazy.
ever done that before. Like, which is bizarre, but huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's nothing they could do. Once the game was out for 10 minutes, I bet it was already online somewhere.
Yeah. I can't wait to play this game, but at the same time, I already have too much stuff on my plate right now. Because I still need to beat Death's Door, and I need to beat Ender Lilies, and I also need to beat Demon Souls, because I'm playing the remake of Demon Souls on my PS5 right now as well. So, I gotta get playing, I guess. I need to go gamer mode.
Oh yeah.
You need to go full epic gamer mode on them.
Yeah. I'm going gamer. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Talk about
Sure.
this again sometime
Um,
later.
what
Pokemon
next?
Unite is the next
This is
topic.
weird.
This came out.
So it's a Pokemon MOBA.
Yes.
I'll be honest, I've heard like no one talking about it aside
I've seen
from
a
in
few people
passing.
talking about it.
Why'd they make a Pokemon MOBA?
Money.
Yes.
Okay.
Why wouldn't they?
Why do you
Yeah.
think they do a Pokemon anything? It's for money. You know.
Why
you
would?
know, when
Why
you
does any?
make
Why
a
does any company make a
Pokemon,
game?
You make the money.
Yeah, and
That's
your
true.
Pokemon, so you make money, regardless,
It's
because
just
it's Pokemon.
weird. I
Mhm.
thought people realized that MOBA's not really it's like you'd think you would learn that you can't have a MOBA be successful. It's kind of dominated by 2 games at this point. It's like
And now here's the thing. This has Pokemon in it. So
That's
it's
true.
guaranteed to be successful.
I mean, it's gotta probably have some uniqueness about it, but at the same time, like Ricola just said, the whole genre itself is dominated by Dota and League right now.
it was like it would be like, when people like 10 years ago everyone on the planet was trying to make an MMO. But why? Because you're never gonna touch WoW. Like it was just
Well, Final Fantasy 14 came along, and now WoW is like murdered, and their corpse is strung across the courtyard.
well that's only because WoW is finally really, really old.
Yeah, but Final Fantasy 14 really murdered WoW. Like it is
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah. Hey,
Mostly.
hey, that new. I mean, I know we really haven't talked about it much, but that new Amazon game. The
Did you hear that the menu had an uncapped frame rate? And the menu ran at 9,000 frames per second and would instantly brick your graphics card.
What?
Yeah,
I've
the new
not,
Amazon game.
I've not heard it, but I've heard a lot of good stuff
Only if you had
about
a
it.
3090. If you had a 3090, it would instantly brick your graphics card in the menu because the menu ran at 9,000 frames per second.
Oh my god.
That's great though.
All I know about it is my brother is very upset he hasn't gotten a beta key for it. He signed up for the beta and they haven't sent
We're
him
talking
one.
about like New World, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's what it's called.
Yeah. Okay.
The new Amazon MMO.
It's honestly got a great it's got a really clever name if you really think about it, because you're playing as a colonist. Like
Right.
all the characters anything you could, like, the theme of it is like the early
You're
civilization.
colonizing people.
Yep.
Okay.
Or just, it's Amazon getting you ready for moon colonizing. Training you.
Yeah.
It's all part of
Uh,
Bezos's plan.
Now I hear that title and I think of Two Worlds.
I think it's Sonic Lost World. I keep calling it Lost World.
Then you think of His World from Sonic 06, and then you think of Sonic 06. So, I don't know about this new Amazon game, guys. Let's move back to Pokemon Unite.
We can't
Yeah.
talk bad about it. We're on Twitch right now. We can't talk bad about it.
Yeah, but the new Pokemon Unite, yeah. The
I
MOBA
can't
with
say anything about it. It just looks like a MOBA.
Well, we could talk about how it works
so
mechanically.
all right, well, start the convo about that.
Okay.
Then.
I'll
There's
start
control
then.
points. That's
Yeah,
all I
okay,
know.
so how it works is like there's no towers, but there's like sort of towers. Like I'm pretty sure what you do is you just run around and kill random wild Pokemon and then throw their corpses into like basketball hoops scattered across the map to score points.
So it's like
And
the
whatever
minion
team
mode
has
is
the
what you're
most-
saying.
Yeah, it's like Dominion, effectively. And then whoever has the most points scored at the end of the game wins.
Got it.
And like here's the thing, it takes off all the like MOBA elements, like about like snowballing and stuff. Like kills don't really reward you with anything outside of more points, Like you don't get stronger by killing people and collecting gold because you can't buy items or anything like that.
Right.
Although some Pokemon, and this completely depends on which Pokemon you're playing, because some do and some don't, will like evolve throughout the game and get like completely different moves. So they kind of function like Kane and shit.
Oh, cool. That's actually a cool mechanic.
Yeah, but like some Pokemon will just stay how they are the entire game. Like, for example, you can pick like Gengar, but you'll start off as Ghastly and you have to evolve all the way up to Gengar. But by the time you reach Gengar, you've already gone through like 4 or 5 different moves that you could have possibly gone and gotten and stuff like that.
It's
Like
fun.
you'll learn moves and like to get rid of them, kind of like in Pokemon.
It's kind of neat.
Yeah. But more importantly, it's free to play and it's monetized through skins, so you can like get your Venusaur to wear like a
Awesome.
swimsuit and stuff like that.
Awesome.
Sexy
awesome.
Venusaur.
Oh, no.
Swimsuit.
Venusaur.
Okay, that's not actually true. The Venusaur's like summer outfit is like him in a Hawaiian shirt with like a hat.
That's even better. That's great.
It's great. I want to see that now.
Venusaur.
I can't even say I'd pay money to see that because it's free to play. So I
Yeah.
just
Well,
want
you
to
have
see
to
that.
No, you have to buy the skin though.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not free to play. It's League of Legends free to play. You have to unlock the Pokemon and buy the skins
Yes.
for them.
It's fake free to play.
Yeah. But it seems to have like a similar free to play structure to League where, you know, you can buy the Pokemon by just playing the game and earning like the points for playing.
That will take you a year.
Yeah. Or you could buy them and you can also buy skins, but like the skins you have to buy with real money.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, you know. The problem is, this is a MOBA on consoles exclusively, played primarily by like 7-year-olds. So, you know, solo queue is a nightmare.
Yeah, the ranked system is gonna be
Oh, same as League is what you're saying.
Yes. But worse,
effectively.
because people aren't actually peer pressured into, you know, doing shit properly. And like not leaving, you know.
No, Splatoon's still half fun, and that game probably has plenty of 7-year-olds.
Yeah, but not when you get to the higher ranks.
I suppose.
Like if you're playing Splatoon as a grown ass man, you're probably exclusively playing ranked or co-op, you know?
Yeah.
And so if you're playing, you know, as a grown ass man, you got to be at least like S plus to X, somewhere between there. And
Yeah.
that's, you know, most little
See-
kids don't get past B.
See, this
So-
Pokemon Unite, when you hit S+, it'll be in an endless queue and never match with anybody.
Yeah.
That's what I'm assuming.
I don't know. It seems odd. We'll have to see where it goes. I guess. I don't know. I'm never touching this game. You won't find me installing this shit.
I mean, I think I'd give it a try just to say that I did.
Yeah. I just know it's like I'm trying to not touch anything Pokemon related ever again. And I'm also trying to never play MOBAs.
But even though
Probably not going well.
Yeah. I might be failing at that prospect, but I'm gonna very least not pick up a new one.
yes.
Yeah, that would be like doubling. That'd be like taking 2 heroines.
Yeah, it's like just because I'm addicted to heroin doesn't mean I'm gonna also do cocaine.
Right.
Pretty much. Yeah. If you have any, do you guys have anything else to say?
Honestly,
Nothing,
no.
man.
I mean, it's probably falls under the category of
I'm
we'll
gonna
talk,
avoid it like the plague.
Yeah.
but it's gonna
I
catch
don't have
up.
anything against Pokemon, but it's
You're
just
gonna
MOBAs
avoid
for
it
me.
like the plague, but it's gonna eventually catch up to you. So
I don't think so.
I feel like that's gonna be
It's
the.
gonna catch up to you and add Wigglytuff.
Wigglytuff's already in the game.
Oh man.
See, it already caught up to you.
Oh shit. Wigglytuff
Yeah.
better be a top
I'm pretty
tier.
sure you start as Jigglypuff and then you evolve into Wigglytuff.
Oh, there's no Igglybuff? Okay, screw this.
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe you start as Wigglytuff. I don't know. See, the Pokemon just aren't consistent. Like, I'm pretty sure if you pick Lucario... Actually, maybe you start as Riolu. I don't know. It just feels weird because, like, you can also play as, like, legendary Pokemon. So, will people be, like, playing as, like, that one electric legendary Pokemon that released, like, this gen or something? I don't even remember its fucking name.
You know,
But then
legendaries.
you'll, like, fighting, like, a Ghastly. And then they'll lose the Ghastly.
So, okay, on one hand, like that's a cool way to like
everyone wants to play as the legendaries. But on the other hand, do you think they probably would have worked better as like the dragon or like like the
Well, I mean,
boss?
the Baron / Dragon of this game is Zapdos. He's just sitting in the middle of the map.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, no, it's like the premise of the game is you just fight random wild Pokemon and then you score points by
Yeah,
killing
yeah.
them and putting them into the capture points. Like there isn't any like lane minions, but sometimes wild Pokemon will just be there. Like for the most part, this is an entire game of there's only 2 lanes and the jungle is like everywhere. So it's effectively everyone's playing jungle at the same time. And you only go to lanes to occasionally farm.
Sounds like hell.
Yeah. There isn't really any strategy. Yeah, let's just move on.
All right.
I can't say much about it. I'm never gonna play it.
So our last and final topic for tonight is going to be there. I don't know, is it a leak or is it confirmed? But
Well,
possibly.
somebody opened up the newest Joy-Con, the Skyward Sword one specifically, and found that Nintendo has potentially changed the internals to a fixed Joy-Con drift.
Yeah, so it looks like by putting 2 little pieces of like cardboard and shit.
To make it not drift. They did it.
Yeah. So, like, to put this into some context, about a week or so ago, some guy found like a potential permanent fix for Joy-Con drift in which he just puts like a small thing of cardboard inside the Joy-Con.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and then it fixes the issue. And so somebody else cracked open the newest Joy-Con model, specifically the Skyward Sword one, looked on the inside and found that there was 2 pieces of like I think it was some kind of foam.
Yeah, just to keep the stick in place more.
Yeah,
Which is very nice.
to add friction to potentially remove the Joy-Con drift issue.
We'll have to see how effective it is, but this is very nice. I'm glad they finally addressed it.
Yeah. This is cool. If they keep
Yeah.
this up, and I'm gonna wait on this and see if people start reporting that no, it didn't actually fix the issue, or
I
and if
want to
they,
see that they have it like
So,
that all Joy-Cons from now on will have that. I'm not sure about
yeah,
that.
me too.
Like they might
You know,
still
I'm
be
gonna
just
keep
using.
an eye on this, and if this is the case, then I'm gonna buy a new pair of Joy-Cons probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait to make sure that all do Joy-Cons.
so real quick, as far as the picture goes, it's just not working. The actual. So
You couldn't get the image.
I have it. It's just not working.
Whatever.
I'll fix this in post.
Yes. I just wanted to quickly cover that. But yeah. Hopefully this fixes the Joy-Con drift though.
I'm glad because people were complaining when the OLED one was announced that they weren't doing a new Joy-Con model. So
I mean,
I'm happy.
For me, that was part of my issue as well. Like
Yeah.
they hype they're adding like $100 onto the price of it, but they're only really adding some fixed features that were already there, and giving it a brand
Well,
new
the OLED
OLED.
model is only $50 more.
Oh, it's only $50 more. I mean, but still, I feel like I really would have felt like I'm getting my money's worth for that $50 more if we had a brand new, like, not brand new, but a more refined version of the Joy-Cons.
Which hopefully this might end up being.
They're
I don't know.
They're a huge part of the Switch. Like, it's half the console, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's part of their gimmick.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
I'll be real.
People have been more impressed by me pulling off the Joy-Cons when I showed when I had to Switch in public than like it being a portable anything. Like just the fact that I can pull off a Joy-Con
exactly.
it.
And
impresses people. It's hilarious every time. People are
another
like,
another thing, like going with your point, Ricola, people don't really realize that both those Joy-Cons act as separate controllers as well, because multiple times, like when I went off to
Because they
college,
suck using it, that's that. I'm just gonna say.
when I went off to college,
I hate using single Joy-Cons.
I mean, yes, but like if you're like when I went to college for a semester away, like not a lot of people had Switches or knew what they were, but just didn't use them. And like
Yeah.
I bought them to like people's dorms, and they were like, "Oh, we'd love to play Smash with you, but you only got your Joy-Cons." And I was like, We can move these
Yeah, get this
sideways
shit
and
out."
play with them. And people were just amazed at the fact that you can use both of them separately. I was like, yeah, I mean, that's the point of it. Like, it's meant to be a portable
Yeah.
party system,
They're
essentially.
supposed to be able to take it anywhere and play Tetris anywhere.
Yeah, and not even just Tetris, like Smash, Mario Party,
Tetris.
Tetris.
No Tetris Effect yet,
Yeah,
but maybe someday.
Puyo.
Puyo
Rock
Tetris on the go.
Tetris.
Puyo Puyo Tetris Championship Edition. Puyo
Yeah.
Puyo Tetris 2.
But
Yeah.
then you could also play your games like Breath of the Wild and freaking Assassin's Creed, and Neo: The World Ends with You. Those games you can.
Assassin's
play-
Creed games are even on Switch.
I think they are.
yeah.
I think the Ezio collection is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have Assassin's Creed 3, which is based off of the Civil War. Or
Right,
not the
which
Civil
I
War.
knew that one was on there, but I
American
wasn't sure if
Revolution.
any of the other ones were.
I think the Ezio collection is it not?
No, it is. I'm pretty sure Black Flag
Okay.
is too.
Oh, okay.
But
By the way, off topic, but Assassin's Creed 3, the Civil War is the worst setting they could have picked because there's nothing to climb.
It wasn't
Alright.
the Civil War, it was the Revolutionary
Yeah.
Oh,
War.
Revolutionary War. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant.
and
But
no,
there is-
no, it
there's
wasn't. It
nothing-
was actually really good because of all of the old style buildings, and majority, like a lot of them in the actual.
I want to climb shit.
Well, a lot of the climbing involved like broken down buildings from cities that were like bombarded. It actually had a nice like. It's definitely up there with my top 5 Assassin's Creed games. Like it's
How many Assassin's Creed games are there? Like 90?
there's a good
Don't
amount.
list them all off. I don't want to get
Def-
too off on a tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's
Whatever.
definitely in double digits, but looping back, I mean, yeah, the biggest gimmick with the Switch is the fact that it's portable and the fact that the Joy-Cons are essentially like you can pull them off, you can use them for
Neat, yo.
multiplayer, and yeah, they're a great thing to have with this console because like I feel like for me is half the gimmick, half the battle with this console is the
They
Joy-Cons.
come in fun colors.
Yeah, they come in
So-
fun colors. You can pick your favorite colors. They honestly feel pretty comfortable just right off the bat. Like you really don't like some people like for Xbox or PS4 they have like the thumb grips for the analog sticks, or and
Oh,
have
Joy-Cons are great until they start breaking down.
exactly.
Which is why
and-
we need to.
yeah,
we do
this-
still need a new model. 'Cause I do think the shoulder buttons are pretty bad. I've broken shoulder buttons on 2 of my Joy-Cons.
I haven't
before.
had a single problem with shoulder buttons. So, I mean, you probably play your Switch way more than I do, but the only thing I've had is the Joy-Con drift, and
I'd argue
if-
that's probably a bigger issue to drift to me. Like as exciting as it is that drift might be fixed. Can I please just have a shoulder button that doesn't break?
right.
Like my poor L button.
Yeah,
Honestly, I've had more
I
issues
kind
with
of agree.
the shoulder buttons breaking on the Pro controllers. My
I don't own a Pro controller actually.
my
You
both,
do, just not right.
Yeah, I do.
yeah, both my left trigger and my left bumper are both done. Like they
Wow.
don't work at all. And so
Huh.
like especially when I'm playing Smash, like I occasionally use like the left trigger to use shield, and I just can't. Like I just forget
I'm
that. It doesn't-
glad they added the ability to rebind buttons at least. So
Yeah.
if one of your buttons is broken, you could just bind it to something else, which
Yeah,
is
that's-
very nice.
yeah.
I'm glad they added that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if they definitely
Um,
could at least improve just maybe even
Oh,
just the hardware
oh.
inside the Joy-Con.
What were you saying, Chestnut?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So basically, the only thing I really feel about the Joy-Con drift fixing is it feels very stealthy by Nintendo. Like they're stealth fixing it. You know, they haven't made any announcements about it ever. You know, they
Maybe
don't
the
talk
Sword
about
Sword
it.
one is just like a test.
Potentially, yeah.
Because that's something
Or,
that's
like-
kind of hard to like QA test. Like they can't have
it's-
someone all
it's-
day
it's
fiddling with
a-
the stick.
Yeah.
They really could.
Well,
I'm
no.
sure.
Here's the thing: they have they do stress tests and stuff for all of their products. I know they at least used to, where it's like,
Oh, of course they do, but you can't
You
match
know.
that to just releasing it. Like,
I guess. But, you know, still, it's an issue that's been plaguing the system since its launch. They've barely acknowledged it at all. The only time they ever have acknowledged it is when they get sued, literally, for it,
yeah,
you know? And so, and even then, they still downplay it. It's just like, it's not a problem. I remember like Nintendo lawyers saying it's like Joy-Con drift has never been an issue to anyone ever. And it's like,
And if that is not the biggest lie,
yeah, exactly. And so the whole situation feels very
Maybe it's with
weird to
this,
an
it's like they
extent.
don't know if this solution will work. So it's like, if they're like, oh, these Skyward Sword ones, they work great.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
then
mean,
we'll
I
be like,
get not
all
wanting
new
to like,
Joy-Cons will have this, and they'll have a big announcement.
yeah, and obviously Nintendo doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
Like
there's that
it's
too.
like even
Acknowledging
though
it.
it's an issue that basically affects every single Switch user, because I don't know anyone who hasn't had Joy-Con drift. Like I think that's like the fact that it seems to be like a 99 to 100% failure rate to me is like a massive issue. Like to me,
Yeah.
Joy-Con drift is like such a big issue. It's arguably worse than like the Red Ring of Death was for the 360.
yeah, honestly,
Hmm.
because the Red Ring of Death
Yeah.
for 360 was
It was pretty
moderate.
short-lived, actually.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
after, like, a
That's
few
because
months.
they like really went hard to make sure to fix it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I only got it once, and honestly, I looked up many YouTube videos on it back when it happened to me, and the only thing that like really you could do is just get a new power supply, which
Yeah.
they were really cheap. So
Well, the Red Ring it definitely happened was because they rushed it out really fast. They
Yeah. But
they had
they came out with a new model after the
Yeah.
fact.
and it
And
was
that
fine.
solved the issue, but it's still
Joy-Cons it hasn't
totally
happened
screwed
yet.
over all the early adopters.
But also screw early adopters. Never be an early adopter of tech. Never. Especially consoles.
I mean, you say that. I mean, I bought my Switch at launch.
I waited like 4 months. I didn't know if it was gonna
That's
suck.
still an early adopter.
I bought a Wii U in the first year.
Yeah.
I just didn't buy a Switch at launch.
I mean, I bought a Switch at launch because I was like, I am not waiting to play Breath of the Wild.
I was debating for a while if I was gonna play Breath of the Wild on Wii U.
Yeah.
But I was just like, nah, I'll get the Switch.
Yeah.
Can't pass up that global lighting that the Wii U version didn't have.
Yeah. But yeah, like the Joy-Con drift is like such a massive issue, and like people have found like somewhat like some solutions to it to some extent.
Yeah, like blowing air pressure under it. The cardboard thing. The cardboard thing might end up working because that looks like what Nintendo's gonna try.
Yeah.
The Skyward Sword ones don't get backlash, or if people actually say they're good, what Nintendo will do is they'll just put this in their productions and it'll have a sticker under saying like new model without elaborating at all on that, so they don't have to acknowledge Joy-Con drift. They'll just have like
Yeah.
it's a new edition
right.
without saying what it
It
is.
does.
They don't have to.
Yeah, it does feel weird though that Nintendo hasn't really made any statement about it ever, for the most
Yeah.
part. And it's especially, you know, problematic in a lot of ways. Like this issue just as a whole. And the
Right.
fact that it took them this long to come up with a solution, and they're doing it so stealthily,
It's almost like they're trying to hide it almost.
Oh, yeah, it just kind of feels. There's stuff about it that feels a bit weird.
Agreed.
Odd.
But yeah, I mean, that's all really I have to say about it. Hopefully what they I guess do in the final product reflects what they're advertising almost. Cuz they really haven't advertised much about it besides that.
Well, no, that's the thing. It hasn't been advertised at all. It's
Yeah,
just that they're
people
coming out
on
with
the
a
south,
new.
some crazy person decide, you know what if I rip my Joy-Con open?
Yeah. Yeah, they opened it up to like see what it was.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to say?
Nope.
I hope the rest of the Joy-Cons will have this. I can go buy some new ones.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm glad I found out about this now because I was planning to buy some new ones soon, so I'm gonna wait now.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm sure the rest of the production has this.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I guess that concludes tonight's episode. Thank you for anybody who tuned in and listened to us, and Make sure to follow us on Twitch. We go live every Monday. And make sure to go follow us on our other platforms. YouTube, we post all the Twitch VODs that we do for the podcast side of things up there the day after. Make sure to go follow our Twitter. We post every time we go live.
And we also have a Let's Play going on right now.
Yes. So make sure to definitely go check that out. We're playing through the first Trine, and I believe our intention is to play through that and play through all the Trine games, or are we just doing the first one? I don't think
First one for now. We'll tackle the rest of them later.
Right.
But yeah, go check that out because it's all on YouTube and that's like a YouTube exclusive.
Yep. We got, I believe, 5 episodes up right now, and we're currently uploading a new episode every day.
I thought we only had 3.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's only 3 up.
Oh. Well, there's 3 up.
We haven't uploaded the 4th and 5th one yet.
Okay. Well, have a good night, everyone.